Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Big Brother 24 postseason interview shorts with Ameerah on this episode. So, before we get to chatting with Ameerah, just let me let you guys know wherever you are watching this, make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of those places. You guys subscribing, commenting, hitting the bell, thumbsing up on YouTube, all of those things are great ways to help support the show for free, as is sharing it. Tell a friend, tell a family member. It's a great way, like I said, to help support the shows for free. Now, if you guys have any questions that you want asked or want to communicate with us, make sure that you tweet us using hashtag YRRLive during the season. Of course, there's our trash draft game that you guys can be playing over on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com, where you can also see the past 10 years of our shows, interviews with essentially every single house guest in the past 10 years, as well as the other shows that we cover, Bravo, Amazing Race, Survivor, all over on our website. Also, make sure that you guys check out our live feed updaters at BB24 Live Updaters over on Twitter, bringing you 24/7 updates on the feeds. Of course, John and I are live every single night after the episode, and I am live every single day talking about the live feeds and twitching at night too. So make sure you guys are following us for all of that content, but I know why you guys are here. We want to ask Ameerah some questions, so let's get into it. Hey Ameerah, how are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I am doing great. So, we know that you've been out of the house for a while now, and we have so many questions from fans, so I wanted to ask a few of the ones that we're getting the most. So for starters, are you watching the show? Are you watching the live feeds? Did you see that the cast is shouting you out in the house still?
No, I have not watched the show. I
Oh.
have not watched any of the feeds yet. I feel like I'm not mentally ready yet, but I actually didn't know the cast was shouting me out, so thank you. That makes me feel a little happier.
Yes, Indy was shouting you out yesterday. So, is there anything that you want to say to fans about your game? Like, you've been out now, you've had time to think about your game and decompress a little. Is there anything that you want fans to know about your game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I went a little strong, a little too quickly. I got into the house and I like turned into this maniac that just wanted to win comps and talk to everyone and make alliances with everyone. And I think I went a little too hard. I wish that I would have, laid low or at least floated for a little bit longer before uh, really going into the house so strong and trying to win everything and, make alliances.
Okay. One of the questions that we got asked so much, your eviction was framed by Turner as something that was needed to be done to take a stand against bullying in the house, specifically Taylor. Do you agree with that? And how do you perceive your relationship with Taylor?
So when this was brought up, I was shocked because when Turner brought this up, I was surprised and I went to Turner to talk to him about it. And he told me that that wasn't actually about me, that it was about other people in the house because there obviously was a lot more bullying going on than, my little snide remarks. Um, so I was surprised about that, but I wasn't super surprised. I think I was just surprised that he chose me of all people to put on the block out of all of the options in the house, especially when it came to bullying. There was a lot of instances where I had defended Taylor in the house, and there's a lot of instances where I had talked to Taylor one-on-one about what was happening and told her that I supported her. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely was surprised that he chose me out of all people.
Do you think that bringing Nicole into the pose pack was a bad idea now, looking back at it? And is there anything that you want to say about your relationship with Nicole?
So, yes, I do think it was a bad idea. I don't know if you all remember, but I actually uh, wanted Jasmine in the pack, and Monty pushed for Nicole. And his reasoning was good. It was because we didn't really talk to Nicole, so it would have looked, people would have been surprised if they saw us in a in a alliance together. Whereas with Jasmine, I was very close with Jasmine in the house, so people were automatically going to want to target us too. So I understood his reasoning, which is why we brought her in. But ultimately, I learned after the fact that, she already had a relationship with Daniel. She already wanted to take Daniel to the end. And I think that argument that me and her had with Monty in the storage closet when we were arguing over whether or not Pooch or Taylor should go home, I think that really hurt my relationship with Monty. So yeah, I think we probably could have chose somebody different. My relationship with Nicole right now, as you know, as I left the house, I really didn't trust her. I thought that she was one of the people that were trying to get me out, but I learned after the fact that she was not a part of the leftovers. I'm wishing her the best when she leaves, if that happens to be tonight. And I know it's going to be really hard. It's been really hard for me, so I really am just wishing the best for her.
I mean, we know that you are not a 41-year-old woman, but maybe if you were, would there be any advice that you would give to Nicole to try and navigate tonight's eviction?
I think to just take it with strides, I think we should all just be thankful that we even made it this far. We got cut super early, but we came a long way to make it here. So just be thankful for that. And then as far as advice, leaving the house, I would say to avoid social media for a week or two at least. But then when she's ready to get on there and, really watch all of her ugly moments so she can soak it in and understand why people are so upset. And, she can move from there.
We heard her mention The Amazing Race as you were leaving. Is that something you would still want to do with her if the opportunity presents itself?
I definitely want to talk to Nicole about this when we get out. So me and her, and I had mentioned in the house that I really want to go on The Amazing Race. And so she was like, oh, me and you should be partners. And I definitely want to watch the show first too, and watch all of the live feeds as well before deciding on if I don't even know if I can go on The Amazing Race, but if I could, I definitely want to see like who Nicole actually is because, I only have this one side of her. I actually would love to see like the live feeds and things that she said and, see all those
Well,
things to see, who I would actually be partnering with here.
like we always like to say on this show, and I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir, but I think the way you guys are in the game is not reflective of how you are in the real world. So, I mean, for the most part. Is there anything that surprised you that you learned since you've been out of the game? Was there any like surprises from the house or things that you learned about someone that surprised you?
Definitely. Definitely. Leaving the house, I assumed that Michael was an engineer, and I was surprised to learn that he was a lawyer. Not super surprised, but I was like, okay, that makes sense. I was also shocked to learn that Joseph was a lawyer because he's in the house playing dumb. So he's doing a really good job. I was not surprised to find out that Brittany was a hypnotist, but I feel some type of way. I feel like she's been trying to hypnotize us all the last few weeks, so that's kind of weird. But just learning about who these people's jobs are has been very entertaining for me.
Well, speaking of jobs, we know that it was talked about a lot that you might go to work for Google. I can't believe how many people were like, you have to find out if she's still going to go for the Google job. Are you going to go for the Google job still?
So, that whole thing was like a game of telephone in the house. So I had an opportunity to go to Google, and I chose Big Brother instead because I
Oh,
was supposed to start
good.
at Google in like mid-July. So I chose Google. I mean, I chose Big Brother instead, which I still think was a great decision. So as far as like the next step in my career, am I going to Google? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Honestly, I am taking some time off for my mental health right now. I haven't even been thinking about going to work, but yeah, the whole Google thing just turned into like a bad game of telephone about like my salary and all of these crazy things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if that was contributed to my demise, I'm embarrassed.
Well, for the people that are still in the game, who do you think has the best chance to win and who do you want to win?
So I think that the people that are going to go far would be Monty, Kyle, and Joseph. who would I like to see win? I think I would like to see Michael win, or Jasmine. Obviously, Jasmine is one of my close friends, and I think she plays a solid game. But I think Michael is an excellent player. I think he's a great social game as well. I think he's laying low when he needs to. I am, however, afraid he's going to get backdoored because it was already getting mentioned when I was in the house. So I'm wishing him the best, but I have a feeling something might happen to him at some point during jury.
Well, I have a very serious question then, speaking of your good friend Jasmine. What are your thoughts on her inability to use crutches correctly?
I did not know about that because I haven't been following everything. However, I have seen some things out there that think that she's faking. Did not feel that way at
No.
all when I was in the house. I mean, her foot is extremely purple. It is double the size it was originally, and like the bruising was going up to her knee. So I don't think it's fake, but if she is faking at all, I think it's a great strategy. I mean, I would definitely try something like that. But her inability to use crutches, that's hilarious. Maybe I should watch a few clips because I find that kind of funny.
I always just want to just go through the computer and be like, put it on your other side. That's the way it goes on the other side. Just put it on the other side. Yeah, no, I don't think she's faking. I think that she really has an injury. I know that we are running out of time, Ameerah. So, final question: is there anything that you learned about yourself coming out of this Big Brother experience that you didn't know about yourself before you started playing the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I learned that I have a really hard time with vulnerability and opening up to people and being sensitive. I also learned that I'm an ice queen. Apparently, I never thought I was, but I could definitely work on being softer and more vulnerable. I also learned that you go into this game thinking it's going to be one way and it's not. I mean, at least me, like turned into like a completely different person when I entered that house. I turned into this person that was I just wanted to win that money so bad. I was ready to do it by any means necessary. And on the outside world, I'm not that kind of person at all. So it was really surprising to me, like what the house turned me into once I entered it.
Well, we are glad that you are out here in the real world, Ameerah. Thank you so much for taking some time to answer some of your fan questions. We can't wait to see you back on social media and out here in the real world, and we wish nothing but the best for you.
Oh, thank you so much, Eric. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, thank you so much, Ameerah, and thank all of you for watching this quick postseason interview with Ameerah. Again, don't forget, you guys can tweet us your questions for the house guests at any time using the hashtag YRRLive, or communicate with us during the live tweeting of the shows that we do, or our live shows when we discuss the episode and live feeds every single night after the East Coast airing. I am also live every single day and night talking live feeds over on YouNow, playing games on Twitch, and talking about it. So we hope that you guys will come and be part of our community. Of course, you can also become a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron for access to all of our exclusive shows and contents, John's cooking shows. You can also check out the past 10 years of our shows over at yourrealityrecaps.com. And of course, you guys know following, liking, sharing the show is a great way to help support all of our content absolutely for free. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all of those places. Your support, your sharing, your commenting, thumbs up, hitting the bell on YouTube is just, we appreciate it. It's been 10 years. You guys are the ones that keep us doing these shows. So thank you, thank you. Let us know who you want to come on the show with us after the episode. We're here for all of you. You guys tell us what you want and we'll do it. Until the next show, which is probably in like a few minutes. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.